Okay, where were we? E sword. What did we do last week? Did we stay in the scriptures or did I break away?
You broke away.
We were at chapter 37, Ezekiel.
Yeah, but we went to Leviticus. Then we go to was it Leviticus that we go to, or we went to Isaiah, we went to Leviticus, we went to different books.
Yeah, but why? Because we broke away. Oh, yes, we did. Because I told you there was something I saw where they could not defend in the New Testament.
Algo que vimos, hablamos de algo que vimos en el Nuevo Testamento que estábamos tratando de defender.
These issues of the law of Moses and Paul.
Que tenía que ver con la ley de Moisés y...
Yeah, so now Ezekiel 37, dry bones. Oh, then we kind of cleaned up the. No, we did that. That was.
Y Ezequiel 37, huesos secos.
All right, now so let's just go back to Ezekiel 37, and we were in verse 6.
Right on.
Who's Roberto?
Ezequiel 37.
It could be a spy.
Is that Noel?
And that's me.
What were you saying?
Spy.
5?
Spy. When you said Julian. Didn't you mention Julian? Okay.
All right. So Ezekiel 37, we're going to start back at 4 and work our way down. So it says,
Ezequiel 37, 4.
Again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the words of Yahuwah.
Ezequiel 37:4. Me dijo entonces, profetiza sobre estos huesos y diles, huesos secos, oíd palabra de Yahuwah.
Now this word there, the word, is dabar. It's not like he said a word. A word, dabar.
Hold on, I'm trying to get there. Ezekiel 37, 4. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Dabar can mean matter.
Materia.
Or cause.
Causa.
Commandment.
Mandamiento.
Case.
Caso.
Those are pretty much answer.
Esos son respuestas.
So first Ezekiel goes into a valley.
Primero Ezequiel mira y va y llega a un valle.
The question, who does he see in the valley?
La pregunta viene siendo, ¿con quién se encuentra él? O mejor dicho, ¿a quién ve él en el valle?
What was all over the valley?
Dry bones.
Dry bones.
Huesos estaban en ese valle.
Whose dry bones were they?
¿De quién eran esos huesos secos?
It was ours.
It was Israel.
Eran los huesos secos de Israel.
Just 2 tribes?
¿Solo de 2 tribus?
The whole tribes.
All 12 tribes.
De todas las 12, huesos secos de las 12 tribus.
Why are the 12 tribes bones dry?
¿Por qué estaban los huesos de las 12 tribus secos?
Oh, they went away to Babylon, right? And then they were worshiping all kinds of gods, like Baal, whatever.
Yes.
And putting that particular idol in the sanctuary, which in the temple. That was crazy.
And therefore Babylon came, right?
Vino
swept them away.
Babilonia
And sacked the temple
y sacudió al templo.
and put Israel into captivity.
Entró a Israel en cautiverio.
Then the Persians came.
¿Ah?
Then the Persians came
Y entonces vinieron los de Persia
and put Israel into captivity.
y pusieron a Israel en cautiverio.
Then the Greeks came.
Y vinieron los griegos,
The Romans came.
vinieron los romanos.
Then the question becomes, is Israel a homeborn slave?
Entonces la pregunta viene siendo que si Israel es esclavo de nacimiento.
Why is that question being asked?
¿Por qué es esa pregunta? ¿Por qué se hace esa pregunta?
Because every nation puts us into captivity.
Porque toda nación no ha puesto en cautiverio.
Question, who are we?
La pregunta, ¿quiénes somos?
Nobody's.
No, who are we?
¿Quiénes somos?
Who do we
We're not
belong
the
to?
original. We are the original Hebrew Israelite Jew.
Right. We belong to the Most High, then yes?
Somos del Todopoderoso.
Yes, indeed.
Then why are
Claro
we
que sí.
being treated like trash?
Entonces, ¿por qué se nos trata como si fuéramos basura?
Because the Father sanctioned that. You're going to go somewhere and you're going to be suppressed. And when I'm ready to let you go, I'll come and get you. But for now, this is where you're at the end of the tail.
Why?
¿Por qué?
Because they didn't listen to what he said. If you choose the commandments, you live. If you choose any other
Porque
thing,
no
you're
hicieron
dead.
lo que estaban supuestos, porque si hubieran escogido los mandamientos y hacer los mandamientos, hubieran vivido.
Israel's always wanted to follow the nations.
Israel siempre quería seguir a las naciones.
So the Father said, since you like to follow the nations so
Entonces,
much,
el Todopoderoso dijo, ya que les gusta seguir las naciones,
I'm going to let them put you into captivity.
yo voy a permitir que ellos los lleve a ustedes a cautiverio.
So how's captivity?
Entonces, ¿cómo es el cautiverio?
It's not looking too good.
I'm not looking too
No se
good.
ve muy bien, no se ve muy bueno.
We're on the bottom, right?
Estamos abajo.
Absolutely.
We used to be on the top.
Estábamos arriba antes.
We used to be the head, now we're the tail.
Antes éramos la cabeza, ahora somos la cola.
And there's a lot of people say, well, it ain't so bad here in America.
Muchos dicen, oh, no está tan malo aquí en América.
It ain't so good either.
¿Ah?
It's not so good either.
Tampoco es tan bueno.
You just got immune to being beaten.
Hay que tener inmunidad a que se nos esté pegando todo el tiempo.
Right? Downtrodden, disrespected, you get used to it. And you go, this
No han faltado respeto, entonces te acostumbras.
I would say that they let a certain amount of us get certain things just so they won't have too much trouble, but the rest of us are still real slaves, like really slaves.
Sure. In other words, he said they'll let certain get to a certain level, but the
permiten que algunos lleguen a cierto nivel.
Are in captivity. Heavy captivity, oppression.
Pero otros traen opresión.
I heard a comedian say he has all black friends.
Yo escuché a un comediante que dijo que él tenía todo amigo de raza negra.
And he said he realized black people are the only ones that have gone through so much.
Y se ha dado cuenta que la raza negra es la que ha pasado por tantas cosas.
And still find time to enjoy the day.
Y sin embargo, a pesar de que han pasado por tantas cosas, siempre encuentran tiempo para disfrutar de un día.
Is that Bible?
¿Es eso bíblico?
No.
Claro que no.
Bible says oppression to make a wise man mad.
Dice que la Biblia dice que la opresión convierte al hombre sabio bravo.
Right? If you really understanding it, you shouldn't be adjusting and just be making the best of a bad situation. You're supposed to be praying the Father to deliver you from your adversaries.
No está supuesto, no estamos supuestos a conformarnos con las malas situaciones. Tenemos que siempre orar y regresar al Padre para que mejore nuestra situación. Aleluya.
Isn't that what being saved it means?
¿No es eso lo que significa el ser salvo?
Anybody there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
What was your question?
Isn't being saved from your enemies?
El estar salvo no es que no quiere decir eso, estar salvo de tus enemigos.
Yes. Salvation means. Yeah.
Huh?
Say, yeah, that's what salvation means, being saved from your enemies, right?
Sí, eso significa salvación, estar salvo del enemigo.
At least that's what it means to the Hebrews or the Israelites, I mean.
Psalms 148. I'm trying to figure out which Psalms it is. Hang on. What is this? Psalms 148. In fact, we're going into the feast period where the book of Psalms 110 and 119 are going to be really the key verses. Where is that? Oh no, that's not it. So in the scriptures, it tells us that the Father has lifted up a horn of salvation, right? And he's going to do something.
El Padre va a hacer algo.
You'll find it this way. Here we go. Luke 1, verse 71.
Lucas 1:71.
We start at verse 67.
Verso 67, Lucas 1:67.
And it says, and his father Zechariah was filled with the Ruach HaKodesh and prophesied, saying, Blessed be Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharel, for he has visited and redeemed his people, and has raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of the Kadosh prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved, that salvation, from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercies promised to our fathers, and to redeem his Kadosh covenant, and the oath which he sware to our father Abraham. Luke 167 through Luke 173.
Lucas 1, versos 67 a 73. Y Zacarías su padre fue lleno del Espíritu Santo y profetizó diciendo, bendito el Señor Yahuwah de Israel, que ha visitado y redimido a su pueblo, y nos levantó un poderoso Salvador en la casa de David su siervo, como habló por boca de sus santos profetas que fueron desde el principio, salvación de nuestros enemigos y de la mano de todos los que nos aborrecieron, para hacer misericordia con nuestros padres y acordarse de su santo pacto, del juramento que hizo Abraham nuestro padre, que nos había de conceder.
Verse 74, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hands of our enemies, might serve him without fear, in kadosh and righteousness before him all the days of our lives.
74. Que librados de nuestros enemigos sin temor, les serviríamos. 75. En santidad y en justicia delante de él todos nuestros días.
So let me ask you a question. What does all that mean?
¿Qué significa qué significa todo esto que acabamos de leer?
Anybody? Bueller? What does that mean? From 67 downward. Take it one or two verses at a time. Tell me what that means.
All of it's kind of possessive, like it's all talking about Israel as far as being saved. You know what I'm saying? Like it's saying our fathers, it's saying.
First of all, Zechariah was the high priest.
Zacarías era un sacerdote alto.
And he prophesied, right?
Y él profetizaba.
So he prophesied the coming of the Messiah.
Él profetizó la venida del Mesías.
Who's he coming for?
¿Por quién viene
Verse
él?
68.
Israel.
Yeah. No way. Isn't he coming for everybody? Stop it. Don't be so selfish. Even this is the New Testament. Should be for everybody.
Paremos un momento. ¿No viene él por todo el mundo?
If it said that, then it's all good. But, you know, it don't say that.
Don't say that.
No dice eso.
Blessed be the Elohim of everybody. Verse 68. Does it say everybody there?
Dice, bendito el Padre de Israel que ha visitado y redimido a su pueblo. Dice que a todo el mundo.
Israel.
Israel.
What if that's spiritual Israel?
¿Qué tal si esta es la Israel espiritual?
It said that it'd be cool. But it don't say that.
We should stick to what it says. Is that what you're trying to imply, brother?
Yes, sir.
But in my mind's eye or my heart of hearts, I believe that's everybody.
Pero en mi corazón, yo creo que eso es todo el mundo.
Isn't everybody Israel?
¿No es todo el mundo Israel?
Israel is the sons and daughters
of the forefathers.
Israel es los hijos e hijas de nuestros antepasados.
What if I believe I'm a Hebrew or an Israel? And
yo creo que yo soy un hebreo.
You might be lucky. You might be.
Right, but it still says Israel.
Pero sigue diciendo ahí Israel.
And it says he's raised up this. First of all, he is the almighty power for the world.
Israel.
¿Él es poderoso Salvador para el mundo o Israel?
Is this the Old Testament?
¿Es esto el Viejo Testamento?
Luke.
It's Luke.
Es Lucas.
Is Luke on something? I mean, what? This is racist.
Esto es racismo.
The Elohim, the power of Yasharel, for he has visited and redeemed his people.
Porque él ha visitado y ha redimido a su pueblo.
Well, you don't have to be the smartest person in the room to figure out if he's the God of Israel, then who is his people that it's talking about?
Si él es el Dios de Israel, entonces, ¿de qué pueblo está él hablando? No tiene que ser muy inteligente para darte cuenta de eso.
God of Israel.
Israelites.
Los israelitas.
Right? I mean, that's not hard. I mean,
Eso
this
no es
is New
difícil.
Testament.
Es el Nuevo Testamento.
But God loves everybody.
Pero Dios ama a todo el mundo.
Might be, but here he ain't dealing with you right now. He's dealing with Israel.
Tal vez, pero él ahora está lidiando con Israel.
Verse 68, 69. And has raised up a horn. What is a horn?
Y ha levantado un poderoso. ¿Qué es un poderoso?
Things with the horn is and what Daniel, what the horn is.
Horn is good. It's a symbol of the power, right?
Es símbolo de la trompeta o es símbolo de de poder.
In the Greek, this is the word kafar,
En el
Kar.
griego es la palabra katar,
which is of salvation
que es de salvación,
for the world.
o para el mundo.
The word us, Haman, does that mean for the world?
¿Significa eso para el mundo?
No, our or us.
Nosotros.
So this powerful, almighty God of Israel
Este todopoderoso, poderoso, grande de Israel,
has visited Israelites
visitó a
In this vision.
israelitas.
in this vision. He's redeemed the Hebrews
Y redimió a los hebreos
by this power savior,
por el poderoso Salvador.
but for whose house?
¿Para la casa de quién?
Whose house did he come out of?
¿De qué casa salió él?
David's.
David.
David.
He came out of the line of David.
Él vino del linaje de David,
Father's side or mother's side?
del padre, del lado de del padre o del padre o del lado de la madre. Madre,
Oh, really?
¿de verdad?
Why do you say mother?
¿Por qué dijiste madre?
Ruth.
Say again?
Ruth.
Por Ruth.
So Ruth, you're saying he's out of the line of Ruth, true. But what about who was his father?
¿Quién fue su padre?
Jesse.
Jesse is
David's father.
El padre de David
David's,
es Jesse.
yeah. Who was Messiah's father?
Joseph.
¿Quién era el padre
Joseph.
del Mesías? José.
Joseph.
José.
Joseph goes back to David too.
José también se relaciona con David.
Okay.
But I thought he has no father, only a mother.
Yo pensé que él no tenía padre, solamente una madre.
Well.
Is that true? I mean, church
eso.
teaches immaculate conception, right?
Es eso, ¿verdad? Se nos enseña sobre la concepción inmaculada.
Right.
But doesn't it say the Father will raise up one like unto us in every way?
¿No dice que el Padre levanta uno como nosotros en muchas maneras?
That means he has to be born of a man and woman.
Quiere decir que él tenía que nacer de una mujer y un
I'm not going
hombre.
to go into this as a whole separate class, but honestly, you've been tricked to really believe
Tú
that
se te ha engañado en que tú crees
the spirit and the spirit alone impregnated Mary.
que el espíritu y el espíritu solo embarazó a María.
That's something of the Catholic doctrine, and it has to do with the worship of Diana and the multi-breasted goddess.
Eso tiene que ver, eso es algo católico y tiene que ver con la adoración a Diana.
Anyway, I
De todas
digress.
maneras.
But this one that was raised
Este que fue levantado
is going to save us because
va
we
a
should be
salvarnos.
saved. Does that mean he's saving us from our own demons, like
Quiere
saving
decir que
us from drugs
él
and
no va a salvar a nosotros de
depression?
nuestros propios demonios, de drogas, todas esas cosas.
Save us like us being in a place where nothing's going to happen to you.
Yes.
Él no va a llevar a un lugar
Rescue us.
abandonada, él no va a rescatar a un lugar a donde nadie nos puede tener acceso a nosotros y hacernos daño.
Out of our captivity.
Don't worry about these heathens.
No te preocuparás por los impíos.
Would this be the first time?
Sería esta la primera vez.
I guess to this magnitude, yeah.
Nope.
A esta
Not this
magnitud,
magnitude.
sí. No, no es así.
What did Moses do?
¿Qué hizo
Moses was the
Moisés?
Messiah.
He took them out of the...
He took them out of captivity.
Moisés lo sacó a ellos de cautiverio
He brought them where?
y los llevó a dónde? To the wilderness.
Out in the wilderness, but away from all them that oppressed them.
Y los sacó para alejarlos de aquellos que estaban oprimiendo el pueblo de Israel.
When he first brought them out, did they have any enemies?
Cuando él primero los sacó de allí, ¿tenían ellos enemigos? Yeah.
Yeah.
Could the enemies touch them?
You're scared.
Oh, they were very afraid.
Tenían mucho miedo.
Because Egypt was a big power.
Porque Egipto era un gran poder.
Even before Egypt, just them traveling to get where they were getting, they could have been destroyed many a time, but the Father kept them protected.
Pudieron haber sido destruidos muchas veces, pero el Padre los protegía y protegía.
Even when they began to go to war, the Father.
Aún cuando comenzaron a entrar en guerra, el Padre también los guardaba.
Wasn't until they still started being afraid and cowardice that the Father said, all right, now I spoiled you.
Now what?
I spoiled you.
Oh, no solo fue cuando comenzaron a tener miedo y cuando el Padre comenzó a tener how can I say spoil? Comenzó a
Pampered.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to find the comenzó
that
a
word.
I know.
Pampered and spoiled.
A mimarlos. There you go.
Stop laughing, Viv.
Now that what?
Stop laughing, Viv.
Now that I think about it, yeah, that's
like
sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. Mimarlos. Okay.
Yes, because we complained all the time.
Porque siempre nos estamos quejando.
And we didn't know how to fight.
Y no sabíamos cómo pelear.
Because we had the greatest protection in the world. We had angels.
Porque tenemos la más grande protección en el mundo. Tenemos ángeles.
Truly spoiled, right?
Que nos miman.
And we could have stayed spoiled if we had just loved the Father.
Y nos hubiera seguido mimando si solamente hubiéramos tenido al Padre.
Because when they first went out to battle, they didn't have to fight.
Porque cuando primero fueron a la batalla no tuvieron que pelear.
All they had to do was watch.
Solamente tenían que ser espectadores.
But Moses already told me he was going to mess up.
Pero Moisés ya le había dicho que iban a fallar.
And here we are. Cut to, here we are.
Aquí estamos.
All right. But this salvation that this is coming was to a people
Esta salvación que viene era a un pueblo
that were dead.
que estaba muerto.
Why do I say here, these people were dead?
¿Por qué digo yo aquí que este pueblo estaba muerto?
You talking about in the time of Luke or the
Right
time?
there. In this prophecy,
En esta profecía aquí en Lucas.
Zechariah's vision. Why are these people dead?
¿Por qué están este pueblo muerto?
The reason why the Father has to save them is because they can't save themselves.
La razón por la cual el Padre tiene que salvarlo es porque ellos no se pueden salvar a ellos mismos.
You're helpless. You're dead.
No tienen esperanza, están muertos.
Why are you really dead?
¿Por qué están verdaderamente muertos?
And keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah, that's a big one, the biggest one. But you don't even know who you are anymore.
Porque ya tú no sabes quién tú eres.
Is that not the promise
¿No es esa la promesa
of Deuteronomy 28?
de Deuteronomio 28?
Part of the curses.
Part of the curse. It's part of curse. It's a promise.
Son parte de las maldiciones. Son parte de la promesa.
We even forgot who we are as a people.
Hasta a nosotros mismos se nos ha olvidado quiénes somos como pueblo.
Even us ain't know, till recently. Like we just, you wasn't
Muchos de nosotros no sabíamos como hasta recientemente.
definitely wasn't raised in it.
Claramente no crecimos en ese saber.
Put your finger here. We're not done here. Go to Deuteronomy 28.
Vamos a Deuteronomio 28.
There's all these things. He said he's going to bless you. And then it says, if you don't keep my commandments,
Él dice que él te va a bendecir en tantas cosas, pero después dice, si no sigues tus mandamientos,
he was going to curse us.
te iba a dar maldiciones.
And he put all these curses here.
Él puso todas estas maldiciones
That has historically happened time after time
que
after time.
históricamente han pasado una y otra vez.
But in verse 37 it says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Yahuwah shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it.
Deuteronomio 28, versos 37 y 38.
Y serás motivo de horror y servirás de refrán y de burla a todos los pueblos a los cuales te llevará Yahuwah. Sacarás
Go ahead. It's just 37, 38.
Sacarás mucha semilla al campo y recogerás poco porque la langosta lo consumirá.
So we will carry even seed to plant. Nothing's going to grow but a little. And then of that, the locust is going to come and eat that.
Cargaremos pocas semillas y las sembraremos y no crecerá. Y también hasta la langosta lo consumirá.
So that means even the money you make, you're going to make money.
Tú vas a ganar dinero, pero aún el dinero que haces,
You ain't going to enjoy it.
lo vas a disfrutar.
And whatever you have is going to be consumed very quickly.
Y lo que tú tienes va a ser consumido bien rápido.
And thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine nor gather grapes, for the worm shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all the coast, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with oil, for the olive shall cast its fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and fruits of thy land shall the locust consume. And the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
39 al 43.
Plantarás viñas y labrarás, pero no beberás vino, ni recogerás uvas, porque el gusano se las comerá. Tendrás olivos en todo tu territorio, mas no te ungirás con el aceite, porque tu aceituna se caerá. Hijos, 41, too.
Through 43.
Hijos e hijas engendrarás, y no serán para ti, porque irán en cautiverio. Toda tu arboleda y el fruto de tu tierra serán consumidos por la langosta. El extranjero que estará en medio de ti se elevará sobre ti muy alto, y tú descenderás muy abajo.
He shall lend to you, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and like I said, thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. That's dead. Because thou hearken not unto the voice of Yahuwah thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon your seed forever, because thou servest not Yahuwah thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahuwah shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck until they have destroyed you. You're dead. Yahuwah shall bring a nation against thee from far and from the ends of the earth. As swift as the American eagle flieth a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, Yankee boy. 49.
44 through 49.
Él te prestará a ti, y tú no le prestarás a él. Él será por cabeza, y tú serás por cola. Y vendrán sobre ti todas estas maldiciones, y te perseguirán, y te alcanzarán hasta que perezcas, por cuanto no habrás atendido a la voz de Yahuwah tu Dios, para guardar sus mandamientos y sus estatutos que él te mandó. Y serán en ti por señal y por maravilla, y en tu descendencia para siempre, por cuanto no serviste a Yahuwah tu Dios con alegría y con gozo de corazón por la abundancia de todas las cosas. Servirás por tanto a tus enemigos que enviaré, Yahuwah, contra ti con hambre y con sed y con desnudez y con falta de todas las cosas, y él pondrá yugo de hierro sobre tu cuello hasta destruirte. Yahuwah traerá contra ti una nación de lejos del extremo de la tierra, que vuele como águila, nación cuya lengua no entiendas.
Is there any people that actually happened to?
¿Hay algún pueblo que en verdad eso le pasó? Nosotros.
No? Yes?
Us.
Us.
Nosotros.
Are you
Say the
looking at
question again?
Is there any people that actually happened to?
¿En verdad eso le pasó a algún pueblo?
Yokes of iron around their neck?
Only
Yugo de hierro alrededor en sus cuellos.
Are you looking at your screen?
Only picture I've ever seen was
¿Están mirando a la pantalla?
Are you
Well,
looking at your
yeah.
screen?
¿Están
Yeah.
mirando a la pantalla?
This was very common.
Esto es bien común.
In fact, Roots, you saw Kunta Kinte getting his butt whooped because he called himself Kunta Kinte, and the master said, "Your name is Toby." He was slow. There was a man, there was a movie called Roots,
Hubo una película que se llamaba Raíces.
and he ran away. His name was Kunta Kinte. He ran away.
Él se escapó y se llamaba, what was the name again?
Kunta Kinte.
Punta.
Kunta, K-U-N-T.
With a
Punta.
K. With a K.
Punta.
Kinte, like kente cloth,
Punta
African cloth.
Punta Kinte. That movie was so a long time ago. I remember that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
LeVar Burton played Kunta Kinte.
Punta Kinte se llamaba.
And there was one scene where he was whipped.
Y ya hubo una escena en la cual a él lo maltrataron
Till he was almost dead
hasta que casi muriera.
because they said, "Your name is Tobe."
Porque le dijeron que su nombre era Tobe.
And they kept whipping him, and he said, "What's your name, boy?" And he said, Kunta Kinte.
Y le seguían pegando y pegando y le decían, ¿cómo te llamas, hombre?
And they whipped him
Él decía Kunta Kinte.
till finally, like this man here, this is a historical, real, existent person. Movie came out.
Y hasta que en un momento,
This guy's been played by Will Smith.
este hombre aquí que la escena fue hecha por Will Smith.
This is how they treated slaves.
Así fueron que trataban a los esclavos.
But the father said this because we were disobedient, that this would happen to this people.
Él dice que porque éramos desobedientes, esto le iba a pasar a su pueblo.
A slave collar. Why did
Le
you put this
llamaban
around your neck?
un cuello de esclavos.
Why do you think that was put around your neck?
¿Por qué tú crees que eso se te ponía, te ponían ese yugo de hierro en tu cuello?
So you wouldn't escape.
You
Para
would
que
not
no se
escape.
escaparan.
But while you had it on, what could you not do?
Cuando tú lo tenías, ¿qué tú no podías hacer?
Lie down.
No podías acostarte.
Not comfortable.
No era cómodo.
It was misery.
Era estar como
Serio.
afligido todo el tiempo.
But so that we would understand that the Father was not playing with us, this
Para
is
que
what he
entendiéramos que-
allowed to happen.
Para que entendiéramos que el Padre no estaba contento con nosotros, Él permitía que esto pasara.
What does she have on her head?
¿Qué tenía ella en su cabeza? Bells, right?
Bells
Ella tenía en la cabeza como campanas
locked around her head and neck.
y que estaban en su cabeza y su cuello.
This is how people were treated.
Así era que esta gente lo trataba. So that means like if she was still, the bells would not ring, so she kept going and going and going.
So if she tried to run, they could hear her a mile away with all these
Oh.
bells.
Oh, I thought if she stopped doing, work.
No, this is to stop her from running away. See the
Okay.
caption?
La campana
Bell
era,
collar prevented runaways, South Carolina, 1830.
las campanas eran para avisar si ella trataba de escaparse.
They knew they was gonna do their work because they had a quota.
You just saw the whippings. You clearly were going to do your
Oh,
work.
yeah, okay, because there was always somebody watching, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you see here?
¿Qué ves aquí?
This went on in the 1400s, 1500s,
Esto era
1600s.
como en el 1400, en la séptima siglo.
Sí.
This went on even up to like a couple of years ago.
Years ago.
And in the South, guess what they're doing still?
¿Sabe lo que todavía están haciendo en el sur?
Still lynching people.
Todavía están linchando a gente.
And if you were a runaway, they used to cut off your legs so you can't run.
Y si te escapaba, te cortaban la pierna para que no te escaparas.
This didn't happen. When people say, oh, everybody was a slave, show me this amongst your people.
Cuando dicen que todo el mundo era un esclavo, muéstrame esto entre tu pueblo.
Amongst the Indians, it happened.
Esto pasó entre los indios.
Amongst the black slaves, it happened.
Pasó entre los esclavos afroamericanos.
Amongst Ephraim, it happened.
Esto pasó en Efraín.
But not to the European.
No a los europeos.
Not so.
No así.
This is us.
Estos somos nosotros.
This is what the people we love so much did to us.
Esto es lo que la gente que nosotros amábamos tanto nos hicieron.
And the Father told us this is what was going to happen if we disobeyed.
Y el Padre nos dijo que esto era lo que iba a pasar si éramos desobedientes.
Multi-slaves trade.
Esclavitud múltiple.
Even the Islamic slave trade, meaning even the Muslims had us in captivity.
Aún los islámicos también tenían los afroamericanos en cautiverio.
There was a transatlantic slave trade. There was an Islamic slave trade.
Había un tratado de esclavos islámicos.
The main brokers, who do you think provided the financing for the transatlantic slave trade?
¿Quiénes creen ustedes que puso el dinero para que esa esclavitud viniera a llegar hasta aquí, la transatlántica, la esclavitud transatlántica?
Who financed those ships?
¿Quiénes financiaron esos botes?
They say they are Jews, but are not. Who were they?
The Rothschilds, I don't know.
The children of Amalek.
O los hijos de Emilé.
And they live where? Where do they live right now?
¿A dónde viven ellos ahora mismo?
Other than New Jersey and New York.
Israel.
Israel.
En Israel viven.
Who insured the slaves to the slave owners?
¿Quiénes aseguraron la esclavitud a los dueños de esclavos?
Them.
Amalek. Yes.
Amalek.
And who owned a large majority of the slaves?
¿Quién eran dueños de la gran mayoría de esclavos?
Amalek. Are they guiltless in terms of how we've been treated?
No.
Ellos no son culpables en cómo se nos ha tratado.
Who runs most of the Black liberation organizations?
¿Quién está a cargo de quiénes dirigen the American what?
Most of the liberation, freedom.
¿Quiénes dirigen las cosas de liberaciones en América? Amalek.
He's in charge of they ran and founded the NAACP.
La NCAA.
SNCC.
No, perdón, NAACP.
The Southern Christian Leadership.
NAACP.
Yes.
Every movement we have.
Todo movimiento que tenemos.
Who financed Black Lives Matter?
¿Quiénes financiaron el movimiento de las vidas negras importan?
George Soros.
George
Soros.
Oh, esa galla. George Soros.
Who's George Soros?
¿Quién es George Soros?
Amalek. Should the father be mad at them?
¿Está el padre enojado con ellos?
Who else was behind the slave trade here in America?
¿Quiénes más estaban detrás de la esclavitud en América?
Rockefeller.
The
Rockefeller.
Rockefellers. Well, when you say the Rothschilds, that's the Zionist movement. I put them in the same thing as George Soros. Who else?
Well, I said, what did I say?
Rockefeller.
Yeah, the Rockefellers, other organizations
How
that they
about,
work behind the scenes.
how about the Christian church?
¿Y qué tal entonces si yo digo que la iglesia cristiana?
Most of your
Welcome to
Christian
Babylon.
ministers were Klansmen.
La mayoría de estos ministros eran Klansmen, I don't know.
KKK. These people here
Those people
are Christians.
pertenecían al grupo KKK.
He's usually going to be a Christian.
Decían que eran cristianos.
These are all Christians.
Dicen que son todos cristianos.
In fact, there's many pictures of after a church service, they would go out and lynch a slave that ran away.
Por hecho,
There
hay historias que después del servicio de la iglesia, ellos iban y linchaban a personas esclavas.
What's this over here?
¿Qué es esto aquí? ¿Qué hay aquí en esta foto, en la parte trasera, en la parte de atrás, una iglesia?
The church, yeah. It's just the pattern.
How convenient.
The pastor, right there. This is your Christianity that you love so much.
Este es el cristianismo que tú amas tanto.
Evil as hell. That's why many people never wanted Christianity because of this.
Por eso mucha gente no querían el cristianismo por estas cosas que
Can you
pasaron.
love the religion of your slave master?
Amabas la religión del dueño de tu esclavitud.
What they didn't understand was it wasn't the slave master's religion.
Pero no entendían que no era la religión de el dueño de la esclavitud.
What did we read? The horn of salvation is raised up for who?
¿Qué acabamos de leer? Que el poderoso Salvador se ha levantado ¿para quién?
North and South tribes, all of them.
For Israel.
Por Israel.
So therefore, this book is for Israel.
Entonces este libro es para Israel.
Christianity
El cristianismo
is a man-made substitute.
es un sustituto creado por el hombre.
It has a baby Jesus.
Tiene un bebé Jesús
That loves everybody.
que ama a todo el mundo.
He don't care that you don't keep the commandments.
Él no le importa que tú no guardes los mandamientos.
He just said hug somebody.
Él dice que abraces a alguien
And you're into the kingdom.
y que vas a estar en el reino.
And we make up pretty names for him. Sweet baby Jesus.
Le tenemos nombres bonitos como el bebé Jesús bonito.
Yeah, the big guy upstairs.
These pictures,
Uh-huh.
they don't depict of the theory of loving everyone.
Esta foto no muestran
wait a
la
minute.
teoría de que amas a todo el mundo.
That's a cold lick.
Wait a minute. I don't agree because there are masochist people out there that love bondage. Maybe
Yo no estoy de acuerdo porque hay personas masoquistas que les gusta la esclavitud.
maybe this is love in a kind of bondage way, and we should be grateful that we were, had the opportunity to be whipped and put in chains.
But wouldn't you say that thing about Jesus loving everybody, isn't that more of a newer concept?
Esto de Jesús amando a todo el mundo no es un nuevo concepto.
All of
You know
this
what I
is
mean?
a
More of
newer-
a new teaching that, I don't know.
No, it's always been a Christian teaching, but everybody was. Well, yeah, I agree with you because slaves were never considered people.
Estoy de acuerdo contigo porque los esclavos nunca se consideraban seres humanos.
Slaves were considered lower than an animal.
Se le consideraban a ellos que eran menos que animales.
So they believed that Jesus loved people,
Creían que Jesús amaba la gente,
but these weren't really people.
pero estos no eran verdaderamente gente.
They were property
eran propiedades
and like an animal,
como un animal,
just like your horse
así como tus caballos
or your dog.
o tus perros.
Quite frankly, I think people treat dogs way better than they treated slaves.
Francamente, yo creo que hay personas que tratan mejores a los perros que a las personas,
But this is our history.
pero esta es nuestra historia.
So when they want to take down statues of General Lee and all those people,
Cuando quieren destruir estatuas como de General Lee,
you should protest that.
debes de protestar eso.
Why?
¿Por qué?
That's to remember that you were a
It's
slave.
for them to see the bigotry and hatred that they had,
Para recordarles a ellos el odio que tenían
and for us to remember
y
the
para
bigotry
nosotros
and hatred that they had.
y para acordarnos a
Bah.
nosotros del odio que tenían por uno.
It hasn't gone nowhere. They inject us with needles and do Tuskegee experiments on us. They blind us. They put us in certain communities. Don't
Nos
let us
pusieron en
out.
ciertas comunidades, nos cegaron, nos mintieron.
So we're dead. The scriptures, did we not read this? The scripture said that we would be destroyed.
No leímos las escrituras que se nos dice que íbamos a ser destruidos.
Absolutely.
Are we destroyed as a people?
Hemos sido destruidos como un pueblo.
Absolutely.
Absolutamente.
We don't even know that Latinos are the African Americans' true birth brothers. We
No
don't know that.
nos damos cuenta de que los latinos son nuestros hermanos.
So we fight each other.
Entonces nos peleamos el uno con el otro.
Who did that?
¿Quién hizo eso?
Amalekite.
Amalek.
Uh-huh.
Amalek.
Who set up the prison systems for work and all those programs?
¿Quién inventó el sistema de prisiones?
The Amalekites.
Malaquitas.
And what they basically said is keep us fighting each other.
Y básicamente lo que dicen es que sigamos peleándonos el uno con el otro.
Because we fight each other, we will never remember that we should love each other.
Si seguimos en contienda el uno con el otro, nunca nos vamos a acordar de que nos deberíamos de amar.
Messiah said, by our love for one another shall you know that they are my disciples.
El Mesías dice que por el amor que se tienen entre ellos mismos, se conocerá que son mis hijos, mis discípulos.
So are the Spanish and the blacks loving each other?
¿Están los hispanos y los afroamericanos amándose?
No.
No.
Are the blacks loving other blacks?
¿Están los afroamericanos amando a otros negros?
No. Are Spanish loving other Spanish?
¿Están los hispanos amando a otros hispanos? No.
No. So
Everything is no.
So we are pretty dead.
Entonces estamos de verdad muertos.
Not yet, because they got us in we call that in the critical. ICU, that's where we at ICU.
I think we were dead, as the scripture said.
Creo que estamos muertos, como dicen
I
las
think
escrituras.
the dry bones are the skin, as we're going to read, is being put back on. So now we're critical condition.
Estamos en condición crítica.
Which happens when you just become your sinew or nerves are just being put on your body. You don't know what to do.
Como cuando tus nervios como cuando tus nervios cuando tus nervios se han puesto a tus huesos.
So we're all over the place. We don't know who to hate, who to love. We're confused.
No sabemos a quién amar, estamos confundidos.
This is what's was promised to happen to us, all because we didn't want to keep the commandments.
Esto se nos prometió se prometió que esto se nos iba a pasar porque
Now,
no seguimos los mandamientos.
Is this hate the white man?
¿Ah?
Does that mean hate the white man?
¿Quiere decir eso que debes de odiar al hombre blanco?
No.
No.
He didn't put us here.
Él no nos puso aquí.
We put us here.
Nosotros nos pusimos aquí.
But to get out of this, we're gonna have
Pero
to
para
love each
salir
other.
de esto,
We're gonna have to love the Father
vamos a tener que amar al Padre
and then love each other.
y después y querernos el uno con el otro.
Love has an action. It is not a statement.
El amor es una acción, no es una frase.
Now, Christianity, love is a statement.
Christianity, what?
Love is a statement.
Okay, para el cristianismo el amor es como una frase.
Meaning, when I see you, I go, I love you, brother. I
Cuando,
love you, brother.
en otra palabra, cuando te veo, digo, te amo, hermano.
But you could be starving, and I knock on your door, you ain't opening it.
Pero tú puedes estar hambriento y yo toco a tu puerta y no me conoces.
Hebrews is not supposed to be that way.
Los hebreos no están supuestos a ser así.
You knock on my door and say, I need bread. What am I supposed to do?
Si tú tocas a mi puerta y tú me dices, yo necesito pan, ¿qué estoy supuesto yo a hacer?
Get up in the middle of the night and get you some bread.
Levantarme.
Not only bread.
Darte pan.
Better get you some butter to put on that bread.
Y darte un poco de mantequilla para que le pongas a ese pan.
Not only that, I better get you some water to enjoy with that bread.
Y también
some wine.
darte algo de agua para que lo disfrutes con ese pan.
That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Eso es lo que estamos supuestos a hacer.
And if we're not doing that,
si no estamos haciendo eso,
we're still dead.
Seguimos estando entonces muertos.
Because if you can't feel for your brother, you are literally dead.
Si no puedes sentir por tu hermano, estás literalmente muerto.
Badmouth your brother, you're literally dead. Because you don't even
Si
know.
está maldiciendo a tu hermano, está también literalmente muerto.
That's why we have to always repent.
Por eso que siempre tenemos que arrepentirnos.
Because we don't know that the Father is waiting for us to get our act together. You all right?
No, I'm not. And I didn't know my mic. I didn't know it was on.
Yeah. I think we really have to get this thing together soon.
Creo que tenemos que arreglar todo esto pronto.
Because the Father wants to come back, send somebody for us to save him.
Porque el Padre quiere mandar algo para nosotros, un Salvador.
To save his people.
Para salvar a su pueblo.
To wake us up take us out of the grave, America.
Para sacarnos del Seol.
Because this country is going to trash very quickly.
Porque este país se está volviendo basura bien rápido.
We've got a senile, forgetful president who can't remember his own speeches.
Tenemos un presidente que está mal de la mente, no se acuerda de sus propias charlas.
We got superpowers. We got superpowers threatening to blow us up every single day, and we keep
Tenemos
playing.
otros poderes allá afuera que están amenazando bombardearnos en cualquier momento.
I think we better wake up.
Tenemos que despertar.
Benny?
Yes, sir.
You ever read about the Jesuits?
You read about the Jesuits?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
¿Escucharon sobre los jesuitas?
Most of your
Those are the ones.
Jesuits.
Right. This is the ones that created the Muslim religion.
Yep.
And the other one was Judaism, right? And because if you go to the Bronx, it's a Fordham Road University, right? That's a Jesuit school. If you went down to Georgia, what's that college? Georgetown, I believe.
Most of your colleges are Jesuits, by the way.
All of them. They control everything. They control the money. They are the true powers behind that phony pope.
So much for Protestant Catholic university. Most of them are Jesuits universities. So yes, They run the colleges, they run education.
Ellos
They're
están,
established.
ellos dirigen el sistema de educación, dirigen las universidades,
They
dirigen todo.
established the religion of Islam.
Establecieron la religión de Islam.
As the Bible talks about the God of wood and the God of stone.
La
This is the
Biblia habla
country.
del Dios de piedra y del Dios de madera.
Yep, you're living it. Christianity was the God of wood. Islam is the God of stone.
El cristianismo es la religión de madera y el Islam es la religión de piedra.
Stone. And once again, we wanted that
Y una vez le digo, nosotros queríamos eso,
because we didn't want to
Not
keep
me.
the commandments.
porque no quisimos seguir los mandamientos.
But we get what we deserve.
Entonces estamos viviendo y lo que nos merecemos.
But you can say you're a Muslim.
Tú puedes decir que tú eres un musulmán
Nobody cares.
y a nadie le importa.
You can say you're a Christian.
Tú puedes decir que eres un cristiano,
Nobody cares.
nadie le importa.
Say you're the people of the book.
Si tú dices que tú eres el pueblo del libro,
Then you get people's attention.
entonces le llama la atención a mucha gente.
They're going to come after you.
Van a venir, te van a perseguir.
They just need you to say something stupid.
Necesitan que solamente diga algo estúpido
And then they're going to destroy you.
y te van a destruir.
That's why we're dead.
Por eso estamos muertos.
Because we still can be controlled and dominated.
Porque todavía podemos ser controlados y dominados.
And they can take a billionaire
Y pueden tomar a un billonario
and make him a millionaire in less than 24 hours.
y convertirlo en un millonario en menos de 24 horas.
All because he said he was going to go DEFCON 3.
Solo porque él dijo que él iba a ir a, I don't know how to, whatever that is.
Death Condition 3. Defense Condition, actually.
Defense condition.
Defense Condition 3.
Que iba a ser
Or 2.
condición defensa 3.
United States stays, its military stays at Defense Condition 5. Means stand down. Right? Kanye said, he was going to go DEFCON 3, meaning be prepared for an imminent attack.
Porque Kanye dijo que él estaba preparado para un ataque que no se podía, ¿cómo se llama? Un ataque eminente.
And they said, oh yeah, Kanye?
Y dijeron, oh sí, Kanye.
We're coming after you.
Venimos entonces, vamos a seguirte, vamos a perseguir a ti.
Kyrie posted Kyrie Irving, a basketball player, multimillionaire.
Kyrie Irving, el basquetbolista.
Posted a link to a Netflix video.
Compartió un link para, what was the link for? I forgot.
Hebrews to Negroes.
¿Ah?
Hebrews to Negroes.
Oh, de hebreos a negros.
And he got suspended from the NBA.
Y se le suspendió de la organización NBA.
And they canceled all of his commercial contracts.
Y cancelaron todos sus contratos que tenía para hacer comerciales.
Until he apologized.
Hasta que pidió perdón.
And went through Jewish re-education is what they call it.
Y tuvo que tomar un curso sobre el judaísmo, sobre los judíos.
Where he had to pay $2 million.
Y tuvo que pagar $2 millones.
And learn about the Holocaust.
Y tuvo que aprender sobre el holocausto.
And sit with a rabbi.
Y se tuvo que sentar con un rabino.
And be tutored.
Y le enseñaron.
In how the Jewish person was oppressed and hated in America.
Para enseñarle cómo el judío era oprimido o fue oprimido aquí en América.
And then you have to go on the tour where you said you were wrong, and that the Jewish people are a wonderful people.
Entonces tuviste que decir y hablar y decir que tú estabas equivocado y que los judíos eran personas, un pueblo maravilloso.
Again, all of this because we
Una vez,
rebelled.
porque you broke off the last word.
We rebelled.
Oh, todo porque te rebelaste. Nos rebelamos.
So here, he's going to raise up a horn of salvation.
Entonces aquí él va a levantar un salvador, un poderoso salvador
Which shall save Israel,
que va a salvar a Israel
wherever they are.
a donde quiera que estén.
Where is Israel?
¿A dónde está Israel?
Scattered.
Está esparcido. ¿En dónde?
Four corners of
To
the
the four corners of the world.
En las cuatro esquinas del mundo.
That's why I said, go throughout the world and preach the gospel.
Por eso dice, ve alrededor del mundo y enseña el evangelio.
Because you don't know what the Hebrew looks like anymore.
Porque ya tú no sabes a quién se parecen los hebreos.
And where they are.
Y a dónde están.
That's why you can't say they look black, or you can't say they look white or Spanish or anything. You just preach the gospel.
Por eso tú no puedes decir que se ven negros, que parecen blancos, que parecen hispanos, solamente enseña el evangelio.
Who's going to sort it out?
¿Quién es que va a descifrar todo esto? El Padre.
Nope.
¿No?
Who's going to sort it out?
¿Quién va a descifrar todo esto?
The Bible, according to the Bible, who's going to sort it out?
The Salvador, the horn of salvation?
Nope. The angels.
Los ángeles.
Remember the wheat and the tare story?
¿Te acuerdas de la historia sobre la cizaña y la
wheat and the tares, right? The angels come and sort out the wheat from the tares. That's what the angels do.
Eso son lo que hacen los ángeles, que sacan la cizaña del trigo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. This is where we are. We're about to find out if we're wheat or tare.
Vamos
How would you know if you're a wheat?
¿Cómo sabemos si tú eres trigo?
You keep the commandments.
¿Ah?
You keep the commandments. You love the commandments.
Si muestra que te aman los mandamientos.
Remember, the scripture was, we did not serve Yahuwah with gladness.
Acuérdate que la escritura dice que no servimos al Padre con gozo.
Right? Wasn't that the problem?
¿No era ese el problema?
Right? We were supposed to serve him, but we didn't.
Estábamos supuestos a servirle a él, pero no lo hicimos.
So captivity.
Entonces, cautiverio.
So maybe now we ought to learn and be excited to keep the commandments.
Entonces ahora aprendemos y tener gozo por seguir los mandamientos.
And love them.
Y amarlos.
And love the Father.
Amar al Padre.
Who gave them.
Quien le dio.
So we can go back home.
Para entonces poder regresar a nuestra casa.
Believe it or not, this is your not really your home. It's your home, but it's not really your home yet.
Esto aquí no es verdaderamente, no es en verdad tu casa.
But it says your enemy is going to be over you. Your enemy is going to give you money.
El enemigo va a estar por encima de ti, te va a prestar dinero.
They're going to eat up your food.
Te va a comer tu comida.
And you're going to betroth yourself to a woman, and the slave master was going to sleep with her.
Y la mujer tuya, el dueño el dueño de tu esclavitud va a dormir con ella.
Did that happen?
¿Ha pasado eso ya?
Very much so.
Claro que sí.
Still happens.
Todavía pasa.
There was another movie called Mandingo. Did anybody ever see that movie?
Hay otra película que se llamaba Mandingo.
Mandingo. It was a kind of a slave movie. There was another slave. The slave master was sleeping with all of the black slaves. Women.
El dueño de la esclavitud se acostaba con todas las mujeres.
So the wife decides to get even.
Entonces la esposa quiso hacer lo mismo.
And she decides to sleep with one of the black slaves.
Y ella decidió entonces acostarse con uno de los esclavos negros.
He was an African black slave,
muscular. Él era un esclavo afroamericano bien muscular.
And how do I say this? He was endowed.
Bien apuesto.
And he slept with her.
Y él se acostó con ella.
And it was hard for her to keep that affair quiet. It was heard.
Y se le hizo difícil a ella que esa relación se quedara en secreto.
And they told the master.
Y le dijeron al dueño de los esclavos.
And he beat the wife a little bit.
Y él la abusó físicamente a la esposa.
But he boiled the slave.
Pero él hirvió oh my God, al esclavo.
Yeah. For such a thing of touching a white woman.
Como por ejemplo, por haberse atrevido a tocar una mujer blanca.
And this happened a lot.
Y esto ha pasado mucho.
And so they made up stories that black men have tails because they're demons and devils.
Entonces dicen que hombres afroamericanos tienen demonios y males.
So that it made it taboo for a white slave woman to want to sleep with a slave.
Entonces se creó un tabú que no se acostara con un esclavo.
Mind you, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all of them were sleeping with their slaves. They were making up lies
George
about
Washington
the men.
y Thomas Jefferson y todos aquellos de aquel antepasado con sus esclavas.
They were sleeping with those women like it was free.
Y se acostaban con esas mujeres como si fuera todo como cambiar de ropa. Gratis.
Right? But at the same time, they said that the Latino, they're animals.
Y todo este tiempo dicen que los negros y los latinos son animales.
Yet they were sleeping with them.
Sin embargo, estaban acostándose con ellas.
And then they were taking the babies. And what do you think they were doing when the slave would have a baby?
¿Y qué crees tú que hacían cuando se daban cuenta que las esclavas estaban embarazadas?
3 things would happen.
3 cosas pasaban.
Either they would become the house Negro.
O se volvían las negras de la casa.
Or they would sell them.
O los vendían.
According to Deuteronomy, you would have children, but your master would sell them. That happened a lot, right?